What's going on, guys? How you doing today? It's Singer Roleplay and in the morning as usual. And guys, today I want to do small comparison between the Hammerdin and the Lightning Sweeper. A lot of people are curious now, you know, uh, Roland's got quite a significant buff. It has been doubled, nearly, double the damage. But Hammerdin is performing really well on the leaderboards. There was over 100 clears on season already, and that's exceptional, exceptional results for Crusader and season. Because previously get 100 with the lone bomb is not easy at all on season. It's like very hard. But now a month, just a month in the season 9, and there were already 100 clears on the leaderboards. And what exactly does it mean for Hammerdin and for Roland in general? And I wanted to give you just a small comparison between those two. Well, from my perspective, Roland has quite a bit of firepower but it has now a lot of problems. That's just that Hammerdin doesn't have now. Hammerdin is like a bike. Maybe it's fast and it's very powerful, but in some situations it just cannot progress very fast. Like for example, when you run on a bike and there's a mud ahead, and bike just sinks there and just cannot just you cannot drive it. So Hammerdin is a very glass cannon, very powerful setup. You can be exceptionally strong with it, but there are rifts and situations where you simply cannot just play it at all and you just quit immediately. For example, there is a lot of raged mobs, or there's very tough affixes that just one-shot you or something like that. So in some situations I felt like Hammerdin is a very fishy setup. When I cleared my 90 for Hammerdin, I had a lot of problems in some rifts. I just had no progression at all. Like I just been dying a lot, and it was very fishy, very jumpy. I had to jump every 2 seconds because I literally could not survive all the incoming damage. And I had a lot of life on hit on me, like massive life on hit on me. And basically it's just a glass cannon with a lot of firepower. And in some situations Hammerdin is much stronger. First of all, absolutely exceptionally much stronger against single target. Against single target, we have Gabriel's Embraces, never run out of ref. We can keep a killer's curious bonus and all of that. Pretty much not a problem at all. And Hammerdin is just very strong against single target. He is strong again. Density and single target. These are the advantages of Hammerdin. It's the most balanced, the best balanced set for Crusader, I think, among all sets, among all builds. Now Hammerdin is all around fantastic set to play. The only disadvantage of the Hammerdin is really just the glassiness, the glass cannon. With 50% damage reduction, it's exceptionally hard to play. And if we compare it to the Roland's build, has much more toughness. With Roland's, you basically can stand in anything and have no problem surviving whatever incoming damage you have. And I go a bit of ahead and will say that I cleared Great Rift 90 with Roland as well yesterday. And I have really no big problem surviving in density at all. In fact, when you have density around you, Roland surviving much better than the Hammerdin. Hammerdin, when you have density around you, you have fantastic problems surviving. And with Hammerdin is just on the contrary. It's absolutely different. Hammerdin is exceptionally strong against single target. When you have life on hit or life per ref span on your flail or something like that, you can survive really well and do massive amount of damage against single target. And with density you just need to jump a bit and try to survive, try not to be one-shotted by all the mobs around you. And with lightning sweep you just stand absolutely fine, you have no trouble surviving at all. And all problem is very heavy hitters like the pale mongers, the golgors, or the affixes that hit really hard. Like you can see here, I'm standing in the fire chains, and the exorcists try to kick my ass, and I would think I would die here, but yeah, they will kick me here. But it took so much time for them to kill me. I know I tank a lot of damage here, and I'll show you a bit of a Hammerdin here as well, guys. So this was my Hammerdin 90 as well. It's very different. The only problem that the sweep and the Rolands has, in my opinion, one of the main problems is single target damage. Sweep paired with a lot of area damage and a lot of critical damage is exceptionally strong in density. In fact, it's around the same level as the Hammerdin, even stronger, because you sweep reliably heal in density, and you can tank a lot of damage, and in density you can just wreck all the pieces, and the progression goes really fast. The progression reminds me of the whirlwind barb when you get in that really dense pack with the skeletons. The progression is insane, absolutely. With the sweep attack, when there's a lot of mobs, like 20-30 mobs on screen, you just melt, and the progression bars goes like this. With Hammerdin, it's more sketchier and more slow in density, in my opinion, because you want to jump, you just can't withstand damage. But against single target, lightning sweeper is very weak, and I will upload later a clear of my Greater Rift 90 for the lightning sweeper, and you will see exactly and understand what is the weakness of lightning sweeper. Single target damage is just terrible, and it's mostly terrible because of absolutely crazy ref problems. The whole build, the whole sweep build, and the Roland Legacy sweep build relies on the flail mostly. And if you have 6 ref flail with the golden flans, then it's much harder to maintain killer's bonus against single target against Rift Guardian. You always run out of ref, and you drop your killer's bonus, and against single target, it's very problematical to survive. Like I rarely die through the rift, but I die a lot against the Rift Guardian, and this is exactly what you will see at my 90 kill on the sweeper. This is where you become clanky, you run out of ref, you start skipping attacks, you start swinging with the basic melee attack. When you run out of ref, you just attack with the basic attack, and this is where it becomes really problematical. So with the Hammerdin, even if you make a big progression through the rift, you will get the same amount of about the same amount of fast progression against Rift Guardian. And with the lightning sweeper, it's all different. You always need to make huge progression for the rift, because that you will have to spend a lot of time on the Rift Guardian, because most Rift Guardians out there are single Rift Guardians, like Goms or something like that. Even Goms summons as they are very small, so even if you don't have Saxtrus Hammerdin for the sweeper build, you will have to spend several minutes killing the Rift Guardian, because it will be very long. So we need to have 3 minutes for Rift Guardian at least on the very high Greater Rift. But for Hammerdin, it's no big deal. It's no big deal, guys. Of course, with the ads you will kill it much faster, but Even if it doesn't have ads, it will not be very problematical to kill the Rift Guardian, because you never run out of ref, you never drop, you know, bonuses, defensive bonuses and all that stuff. So it's not a big problem at all, guys. So if we compare, you know, the greater firepower between the Hammerdin and the Lightning Sweeper, I cleared 90s with both the Lightning Sweeper and the Hammerdin, and I can say that I think they are pretty close on the level of power, but Hammerdin has much higher threshold, so it's fishy. But you know, Lightning Sweeper is like a tank. It just drives slowly. It's pretty powerful, but it drives slowly, and it just performs on the same pace in every rift. So it just making me a little slow or a little faster, a little slow, a little faster. But overall, it's about, you know, around the same level. It's not that crazy. Now it's not that you can do some insane progression, then you do no progression. No, you do pretty much the same progression in every level. And of course, in the very dense levels, you will do better progression. But there's no terrible progression. For Hammerdin, my experience was that I had very terrible progression in some rifts. It's like there was no progression at all. I had to leave the game. Like when there were Moon Clan and Pillars, I couldn't play at all because I was dying all over. When there's the Succubus and all that shit, all this, you know, the Shamans and the Blazing Guardians shooting at you from all over the screen. This was just impossible, and my progression was terrible in the most 90s. But in this rift that you see there, the progression was absolutely insane. This is the best rift that I got when I fished for the 90, and this basically showed me that the threshold for Hammerdin is much higher. And with even with a very bad, you know, gear, you can clear very high grade rift with Hammerdin, and this is exactly what happened on the seasons. You know, even when people didn't ever have 1,000, you know, Paragon, they cleared already 95 plus. And you see in this video that I have 1,000 plus Paragon or augments, but I'm struggling with the 90 pretty much. So if you get that insane you know, level, you will clear it's much faster than me, this 90, and the threshold for Hammerdin is much higher than the Lightning Sweeper, in my opinion. For example, with the Lightning Sweeper, I clear the 90, but I think I can clear about maybe 91, 92. This will be my maximum. 92, I think, will be the max that I can clear with the Sweeper without this, you know, beyond frustrating amount of fishing. And for Hammerdin, I can't even understand how much can I clear. I think I can do the 1,000 and all that. The question is now if I can survive without Unity or not. No, I'm not a very good, you know, Hammerdin player. It's a very tough no, set to play, but I think that 95 or maybe even 100 I can do with the Hammerdin. I think 95 is absolutely viable, so it's still lower than the Sweeper. So this is it, guys. Let me summarize and say that Sweeper is powerful, but not as powerful as a Hammerdin. Hammerdin has no problems killing the single targets, but it has problems surviving the density. Lightning Sweeper, on the other hand, it has no problem surviving density with just one life on hit roll on the gear, but it really struggles with a single target, and this is where it's very problematical. So it's very different, but both sets are pretty good. But Hammerdin has much greater rift threshold and will perform much higher than the Lightning Sweeper. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.